So, first there was Arkham Horror, the board game. I played it, but I never really owned it. I got into Arkham Horror, the card game, complete with 2 core sets, and I had the Dunwich Legacy, the old school style expansion that was out for a long time, where you had to get the individual little packs of each chapter, or a Mythos pack, each like adventure deck. They had your investigator decks, right? Then they came out with the reprints where they put all the things, instead of these little decks that you had to hunt down individually, they put them all in one big box, and they put the investigators in a separate box. And then there's the return to sets, that had all those cards, and so you could play it again. And they had books and novellas, and even like almost like a source book of all the investigators. And now they have a proper role-playing game. Arkham Horror, the role-playing game, Hungering Abyss. This is a starter box, and it was just revealed at Gen Con 2024, so it's literally the week after that. And they had it at my local friendly gaming store, so I picked it up. It's by Edge Studios, and the main publisher is FFG. So FFG got rights to do Mythos stuff, which is why they have so many Mythos games. They're able to write their own stories, come up with their own investigators, and all that. Now this starter set only costs $35, which has got to be losing money, but they say that they will have expansions and books and all that good stuff. So we'll see. But let's get to it. Alright, so opening up, we got a nice full color rule book. The probably the board game is the same, but the fonts and the color palettes and all that is exactly like the card game. And you got rules. This is supposed to be a fairly rules light, intuitive rule set. Kind of aimed at not just new to Arkham Horror, but kind of new to role-playing in general. But we'll see how it goes. And it's got the adventure here as well in the book. Act 2, all the great art that we're used to seeing from FFG. Ooh, there's a night hunt. 3 acts. So yeah. Okay. Joe Diamond. I recognize him. This is a pre-gen character. We got our skills here. Agility, athletics, wits, presence, intuition, knowledge, resolve, melee combat, range combat, lore, knacks, equipment, leveling options, insight, a little quick reference up here, complex actions, simple actions, what you can do during your turn, during the game master's turns, reactions. On the back you got your story and some notes to help you get into character. This is a very nice handout. Looks like a little handwritten note on some aged notebook paper. Double-sided. Here's a map. Again, full color. 1-inch grid. Arkham Woods. Ew, and a nasty ritual site in a cave. That was cool. Very cool. William York, recognize him as well. Another pre-gen. Same layout. I like that it's not quite cardstock, but it's heavier than just paper. And I like that it's kind of like a little portfolio rather than just a card that you hand a player. Rita Young, same getup. Carolyn Fern. Daisy Walker, she's kind of a famous one. She was in the, her and Joe, I think, were in the original Night of the Zealot adventure in the core card game box. Here is a medical examiner sheet. It's not filled out, so it looks like maybe that's something the players fill out as they come to this part in the adventure. There's some notes on the back. Another map, St. Mary's Hospital. Very nice. It's labeled, but that's, just the areas: roosts, desks, elevators, nurses' stations, laundry room. It's not like, so it's obviously a player-safe map. And on the back is a graveyard. cellar. Oh no, okay, this is more than just cellar. This is Joe Diamond's house, which I believe, looking it over, this might be the... I know I've seen this in Mansions... What is it? Mansions of Madness board game that I have, and I think this might be... I think Joe Diamond's house, I think, is where you start in the card game. Here we have tokens. We've got your sanity, some other ones here. Oh, this border comes out, so I wonder if you use that to... Oh, there it did come out. And then on the back, another double-sided health. I'm curious about that, about what you do with this when this pops out. Here we have... you got your player tokens, investigators. Here's your night haunts, nasty bat dudes. You got some cultists. Maybe these are for NPCs. Weird plant tentacle thingies. So this is cool. I don't know if you make it out in the video, but these... there you go, a little bit better. So those are all individual little squares. So I wonder if this is something the players find these pieces and they put them together to assemble that. That'd be cool. Screen with picture of Arkham on the back. And it's got a trauma table, the quick reference for the turns and everything, and an injury table. Interesting. Alright, this was actually taped to the outside of the box at the store, so it must be like a bonus. But the game does just use regular D6s. And on the back of the box, I'll explain it in a second. And then these are also, sound like they have dice in them. So these are silver. Looks like there's 12. Yeah, there's 12 dice in there. I'm going to assume these are green, again, based off the back of the box. But they're just normal D6s, no funny symbols like FFG likes to do. So in a way that's good, because sometimes they run out of those products and then people can't get them. You know, which is very, very 1970s D&D, you know. But it's also kind of annoying when you want to play the game, but you can't get the special dice. A little deck of cards. Ward of Protection, Blinding Light, Mind Wipe. Okay, these are like spells and items I recognize from the card game, and probably they're also in the board game. Improvise Sharp Weapon, Flamethrower, Sledgehammer, Tommy Gun, Stick of Dynamite, First Aid Kit. Yeah. Now these are interesting here. Arkham Police Department. It's like a police record. On the back it's got some notes. The other cards just have Elder Sign on the back. Cool. There's numbers at the top, 1, 2, 3, and they are in order. So those aren't like a mana, power, cost or something. That's interesting that they're in order. I'm wondering if all these kind of came out in an interesting order. So I wonder if that's how you play it. You just kind of, here's the first thing, and we go over that. Now here's the second. Here's a bloody note with some cryptic writing on it. The other side is kind of blank. It's got a footprint on it. Here's another note with more of that cryptic writing. Oh, and it continues on to the back. So the players will have to somehow decipher that. Lita Chandler, I know she's in the core box of the card game. Abilities, equipment, story on the back. Agnes Baker, spells, abilities, equipment. Ooh, there's that tentacle monster with its abilities, equipment. So they've got a different number in the corner, 1, 2, 3, but the stats are the same. Yeah, I wonder if these are, or maybe it's just, maybe you lay those out for the GM, kind of keep track, kind of like just regular monster cards. The Charnel Lord. Now he doesn't have a number. They do have different numbers of these symbols. A ritual track in the middle there. Ghoul Priest. Bob the Ghoul. I wonder if that's something happened to Bob and he became a ghoul. Billy Cooper, Ghoulish Cultist, Ravenous Ghoul. There's the bat thing. Ravenous Ghoul. Oh, and on the back of that is Night Gaunt. I was saying Night Haunt earlier. Night Gaunts. Okay. And Peter Warren, the last NPC. So those are cool, and those are nice, big. You can see it with my hand there. That's a good size card. So for the GM, I love this stuff compared to having to flip through the book 500 times. The box is interesting. It's got a little kind of cut. At first I thought it was crushed or something. So yeah, let's take a quick look at the back of the box here. It does say in here, it says beginner friendly, learn as you play starter set. So yeah, maybe you do go through it in order. So it also kind of gives me an impression, just looking at what we've seen, it kind of looks like maybe it's kind of a little mini campaign, kind of a one and done, and then you're ready for the full game once that starts to roll out. But this is what I want to talk about was down here. Dynamic pool system. This introduction to Arkham Horror, the role-playing game, uses the dynamic pool system mechanical system, which feels intuitive but allows for tactical depth and encourages strategic, team-oriented decision-making. So that's interesting. I'm kind of curious, too, if it's how Rules Light it is. Is it more of a narrative game, and you use the dice to kind of drive decisions? Especially where there's so much Arkham, Call of Cthulhu. You know, you have Call of Cthulhu. You've got Pulp Cthulhu if you want a little more action. You've got all kinds of supplements and variants like Arkham Cthulhu, or Arkham Cthulhu, Octoon Cthulhu, the World War II Weird War stuff. Savage Worlds has both official as well as obviously people have made all kinds of Mythos-esque games for that rule system, and I even have the old D20 Call of Cthulhu game. So I'm curious to see what this $35 starter set brings to the table. Yeah, okay. Anyways, let me know if you got it. Maybe you picked it up at Gen Con. Maybe you got to play it at Gen Con. That'd be cool to know what your impressions are. I'm especially curious how much prep work the GM needs for this. If I can just walk into a game store, set this down, hand out the pre-gens, and start running. It'd be really cool at conventions and stuff to be able to promote this game if it's set up that way. And again, for $35, look at all the stuff you got, the quality of it. Very nice. So let me know if you've seen it and played it. And otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.